Hi guys! Today I'll show you this garden bed filled with flowers that I started last year. It measures 7 feet wide by 26 feet long, or 2 meters by 8 meters. I'll give you all the plant names so you can get ideas on what to plant. I'll show you how the bed looked in the beginning and through different stages of growth. First thing is to look up your plant hardiness zone and buy plants that will survive and thrive in your area. I'm in New Jersey, Zone 6. At the end of the video, I will list how many of each plant I planted in this bed, as well as the number of bags of cow manure and mulch that I used. This is the area against the fence where I removed the grass and added topsoil first. Then added manure, mixed that into the soil, and then the bed was ready for planting. I bought lots of bulbs in bags to fill in the bed, and I'll show you that first, and the footage is from last year. Then I'll take you through the other plants I used and show you how the bed looked last year and today. Everything you buy will have a tag and planting instructions, so follow that for spacing and amount of sunlight needed. This is Canna Pretoria, beautiful foliage and a dark yellow to orange flower. It gives you planting instructions. They're great in containers or right in the garden. This is Canna, Wyoming. Got gorgeous dark purple foliage and an orange flower. And Canna Crimson Beauty. Looks like a beautiful dark pink color. I got some more dahlias. I couldn't resist. They were very inexpensive. Last time I got it from the nursery, they were about $7-8 each, and this is only $5.50 for 2 bulbs. And the reason I got them was there was already some growth on it that I saw. You can see a little bit of green there, and they look very healthy. This is Dahlia Electric Flash. I got another dahlia. This is Pacific Ocean. These also were huge bulbs, and they look very healthy. There's already growth on here and here, so I know they'll be fine. One more pack of Pacific Ocean. Whenever you buy bulbs, look through the plastic. Make sure everything is firm. And it's a good idea to see if there's any new growth. Definitely pick ones with new growth if you can. But as long as everything is firm and not dried out or squishy, they should be fine. The bag should be heavy. With the Canna bulbs, you can't see what's inside. So what I did is I just press it and make sure it's firm and it feels heavy. There were some at the store that were really light and felt dried out, so I didn't get those. This bag feels really heavy, the Canna Wyoming. This should be fine too because it's nice and firm and big. Same with the Canna Crimson Beauty. I wanted a lot of blue flowers for the new border. This is Eryngium Blue Sea Holly. These look almost alien-like, but I've seen it online and I really wanted to try to grow these. Now you can't see what's inside. These are bare root. So what I did is felt for a root, and I can feel it here, and it's very firm. Of course, if it's squishy or you don't feel anything in here, don't bother. There were a lot of packets at the store that were really light, and I had read online that some people opened the packets when they got home and there was nothing. It was just dried out and dusty. So that's why I felt for the roots. There's supposed to be 2 roots. I definitely feel one in here, but even if it is just 1 root, at this price, it's really inexpensive. Again, you're just getting a root, so it's not going to look like much. It's not a fully formed plant. You have to plant it and wait for it to grow. It might not flower this year. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and you might just have to wait next year for the flower. But the most important thing for me was to just fill the new border to suppress weeds. So as long as I have this in the ground, it's taking up space and there's going to be less soil that's exposed to the sun. If you want a big plant and flowers right away, obviously you'll have to pay more and just buy a fully grown plant from the nursery. Fully grown plant is going to be at least $10-15. The thing about getting a fully grown plant at a local nursery is that you know there's a great chance that it's going to survive through the winter and grow for many years. Bare root plant, you're taking a risk. But the reason I got so many of these Eryngium is because I saw this root coming out of the bag. There was a hole in here, and that was a good sign. So I said, let me give these a shot. I'll plant them maybe in groups of 3 or 5. This is another plant that's bare root. Liatris spicata. There's 16 roots in here. I think there's 16, I don't know until I open it. But again, they felt heavy and actually they're round like little bulbs. I like this color and I'm also gonna plant them in small groupings. I really wanted to get some phlox, but this was literally the last bag. They grow 24 to 36 inches, so I hope they will be about 3 feet tall. I have dark pink phlox in my front garden, and what I love about them is that they just multiply. Every year you'll see more phlox coming up out of the ground. It covers more space year after year, so you'll have to buy less plants. In the new border I have apricot roses, yellow roses, and this orange phlox will be a nice pop of color. There are only 2 roots in here, so I'm just going to plant them together. Phlox is very popular, and at the nurseries you'll see lots of different kind of phlox, but in my local nursery, and I've been to many of them, I've never seen an orange one. So I had to pick this up. So I hope all of these plants will fill my new border pretty quickly. Once your bed is ready, space the plants out on the bed according to height. Small ones in the front and working back. The first thing I planted are 10 roses. They're all David Austin English shrub roses. They're white, yellow, apricot, and orange, which go well with the blue flowers I love. You see the larger, more established roses are on the left side. They were moved from another area in my garden. I also have younger roses that I got from the David Austin website. Some of them are also from my local nursery. All the roses were spaced out evenly in 2 rows, 5 in each row. Don't plant them too close to the edges because they will get a lot bigger and you don't want to walk into them. These rose bushes will get 4 to 5 feet tall and wide, so give them enough space. Instead of using 10 roses, you can use any other type of plant that you want that will get about 4 to 5 feet tall. I wanted to fill my backyard with roses. Literally everywhere there was space. You can plant any other large flowering plant or bush that will be like an anchor in the bed. Start with those large anchor plants and then plant all the smaller flowers around them. The best way to buy plants is go to your local nursery, talk to the people who work there. They're experts, they've been working there for a very long time and very knowledgeable about plants. You can give them the measurements of your new bed and they will help you with which plants will do best with the amount of sunlight and kind of soil you have. They'll help you choose the best plants that'll thrive in your area. Next, I planted all the bulbs I showed you. These are balloon flowers that will grow about 1 to 2 feet tall depending on the variety. I got 5 of these and planted them on the end. When the bud expands, it looks like a balloon and pops open into these beautiful purple flowers. When she was little, my daughter used to press them gently when they looked like they were just about to pop open. These are such a beautiful blue short delphiniums. I got quite a few of them and did move them once or twice, and unfortunately they did not survive. I hope you have better luck because the blue is a true blue, which is hard to find in flowers. Remember, you won't be filling up the entire border at once unless you really want to do that. I like to see how things look first and then fill in the rest. As more plants become available at the nursery and I saw what I liked, I purchased them here and there. I'll talk you through everything else I planted. All of the flowers I planted are perennials, which means they come back year after year. Annuals like this phlox that I grew from seed packets are fine to fill in spaces, but they die at the end of the season and you'll have to replant them next year. Perennials you buy now are very hardy and they will last many years. Against the fence are tall coneflower. They'll be 6 or 7 feet in height and cover up the fence as they grow. Some will need to be staked as they fall over. I got them from the local nursery. They're hardy, very healthy, and doing great. I planted them about 2 to 3 feet apart and needed about 9. I first planted 7 and then got 2 more. Those skinny green bushes in the back are Japanese holly, sky pencil. I had them growing in another location and just moved them here. They're very slow growing, so don't get them if you're trying to fill in a space. I only put them here because I had not an inch of space anywhere else. All the dahlias bloomed, did really well, and they give the flower bed that pop of color. Remember to plant the dahlias according to height because the ones I bought were not all the same height. Plant the tall ones in the back and shorter ones in the front. You do have to stake the taller ones so they don't fall over. I did have some other dahlias from the year before, so I added them into the border. The cannas didn't bloom, but the foliage is gorgeous. I have to dig up the dahlias and cannas every year before frost, and store them in my garage during winter. Replant them around the end of May when the weather's almost 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 Celsius. Although that's extra work, I think it's worth it. I bought 2 tall Delphiniums in the middle back against the fence. They're both blue. The groundhog kept eating the tops off so they didn't get a chance to fully grow. I hope this year they will flower. I think I got 1 flower last year. There's some lilies back there which I hope won't be eaten by the visiting groundhog just like last year. He cuts them clean off. They were supposed to be stunning orange tiger lilies. This is red hot poker but in yellow. I love the bright yellow color and it is a hardy plant. I had planted 2 yarrows but they might not have made it, which is really sad because the yellow and orange together is hard to find and was perfect in this border. Salvias are hardy and come in different colors like purple, white, and pink. They are an absolute must in any garden, blooming constantly, showy and easy to maintain. More Eryngium. Artemisia that I can't stop touching because it's so soft. Foliage is silvery green. It's compact and maintenance free. This one was another variety because it grows really fast and I have to keep pruning it. Otherwise, it'll spread and drown out the other plants like this Liatris. So make sure you check the label and buy the right size for your border. Here's the Liatris or Blazing Star, a drought-tolerant dark pink flower. There were corms in a bag similar to bulbs and planted about 10 together. Here it is on the other end of the border in between Salvia. Hopefully I'll make another video when they bloom this year. These 2 hyssop plants I bought towards the end of summer and they are large, really beautiful, bluish purple. I started with only wanting apricots, yellows, and blues in the border, but somehow pinks ended up in there too. But I'm really happy with all the colors together. The empty space in the front is where you can plant some annuals. I had the small delphiniums there, but they died. There are always eye-catching annuals in the nursery, and it's a perfect excuse to buy some. This is one of my favorites since it's blue, bluish purple. Again, it is very difficult to find a real, true blue flower. This is Torrenia Hybrid Summer Wave Large Blue. As the plants started growing and the weather started getting very hot, I added some mulch to the entire bed to keep the moisture in. I like to leave the seed heads on the coneflowers because it's nice to watch little birds sit and eat them. As for the David Austin roses, I was going to describe each of them, but that would have turned into a very long video, so I'll try and do that another time. So now you have an idea of how many plants it takes to fill up this border quickly. You don't have to plant this many or can plant even more if you want instant color and it to be filled in completely. It depends on your patience level and budget. As my roses grow bigger, I may have to move some of the perennials around. If I move them to the front, then no more space for annuals. So your border will change with time, and it is fun to try different plants. Some of them might not do well in your new flower bed, so you'll have to move them to another area in your garden. It's really just trial and error. This is my view from the kitchen, and it definitely puts a smile on my face. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the description section. I hope this video helps you start a flower bed. It's never too late in the season. You could literally start it today. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.